If you're traveling to Prague and wondering what to do here, you've stumbled upon a correct video. Hi, my name is Valerie and I'm a local certified guide, and today I'm gonna share top 10 things to do in Prague with you. And if you're a long-time subscriber and wondering why the hell are we making top 10 things to do in Prague when we already made top 30 things to do in Prague, that's because YouTube doesn't think that video is yummy anymore. Plus, we wanted to make it shorter and include our free maps at the end of the video. So let's go to our number 1. First, simply walk around and enjoy the architecture. It really doesn't matter where exactly you go in the city center, beautiful sights will find you everywhere. Prague is on the UNESCO World Heritage List for a reason. Not because Depeche Mode took a cool photo here, not because beer is cheaper than water, about that later. It's because the city is basically an open-air museum. As I said, you don't have to even know what you're looking at to like it, but in case you want to dig deeper, this should help. Here's a crash course into Prague's architecture. If it looks like a vampire might live inside, it is Gothic. If it looks like somebody doodled on it, it's Renaissance. If it looks like a wedding cake, it is Baroque. And if you see some buttercream roses on it, it means it has a sprinkle of Rococo. If it looks like there might be a big white wig party inside, it is Classicist. If it looks like a princess might sleep inside, it is Art Nouveau. And if it looks really strange and you haven't really seen it anywhere else, it is Cubist. If it kind of looks Cubist, but you can see some circles and spheres there, it is Rondo Cubist. Yeah, I know, doesn't make any sense. And if it looks like a space prison, it is brutalism. And if it looks low-key boring, it is functionalism. Sorry if that's your jam. If you want the absolute highlights, start with the St. Vitus Cathedral inside Prague Castle. It's Gothic, epic, and took almost 600 years to complete. Don't miss Schwarzenberg Palace with its unique sgraffito facade, and the Royal Gardens architecture, best of the best of Prague's rare Renaissance. Then head to the St. Nicholas Church in Malá Strana, arguably one of the most beautiful Baroque interiors in Europe. Then visit Charles Bridge at sunrise if possible to avoid the human centipedes. The Municipal House for Art Nouveau lovers, for a cake or for a whole tour, and the Estates Theatre, where Mozart himself conducted. Honestly, if you capture these spots, you've already seen the architectural best of Prague. Everything else is just a bonus. Second, visit a traditional cafe. Prague has a deep cafe culture. People like Franz Kafka and Albert Einstein used to sit in these places, writing, thinking, and debating ideas. Cafes like Café Louvre, Kavárna Obecní dům, and Café Imperial still carry that atmosphere. We have decided to revisit the Cubist Grand Café Orient for this video. One thing to keep in mind, some of these historic cafes still have a bit of old-school service, so let's set expectations. In Prague, good service means you sit down, they take your order, bring your food, charge you exactly what's on the menu, and wish you a nice day. That's considered perfectly solid. Exceptional service? That's when they actually check on you while you're eating. That should explain why some of these places are tanking with reviews. If you want more cafe recommendations for something modern, I'm gonna give you a list of my personal favorites at the end of the video. Have you scrolled there already, you naughty? Okay, let's continue. Third, climb one of the towers. Prague is beautiful from the street, but it's even better from above. You've got tons of options. Old Town Hall Tower, Charles Bridge Tower, Petřín Tower, Powder Tower. Each gives you a slightly different perspective of the city's red roofs and winding streets. If you can, go around sunset. That's when Prague really shows off. Next thing we recommend doing is of course trying some traditional Czech food. I'm salivating currently because I'm gonna have roasted duck for lunch today. Best day ever. Czech cuisine doesn't always get the spotlight, but it should. It's similar to German, Austrian or Hungarian food, but with its own personality. You've got rich sauces, dumplings, roasted meats, and some very specific local dishes. The one you have to try is svíčková. It's beef with a creamy vegetable sauce, bread dumplings, cranberry sauce, and whipped cream. Sounds strange, but it works incredibly well. Comfort food at its best. We filmed the whole video about most traditional Czech dishes used you should try. Check it out. Fifth, take a walking tour. Prague's history is honestly insane. You've got defenestrations, people literally being thrown out of windows, alchemy experiments, legends about Golem, and then you add Nazis and communists on top of that. It's like a Dan Brown novel, but real. A good walking tour helps you actually understand what you're looking at instead of just walking past pretty buildings. If you want a recommendation, check out 100 Spire City Tours. They're consistently rated among the top tours in Prague, and I know everyone personally. That said, there are plenty of great companies out there. Just do a bit of research, and this is important. Make sure your guide is licensed. That means they've gone through proper training and have their papers in order. 6. Visit a museum. Prague has a lot of museums, but some are definitely better than others. If you want a strong recommendation, go for something that adds context to the city, like the National Museum, or something niche that you enjoy, like the National Technical Museum or the Museum of Decorative Arts. Also, if the weather isn't as great as you've expected, that's a great option to hide inside for a few hours. 7. Try Czech snacks, especially chlebičky. Chlebičky are open-faced sandwiches, but calling them sandwiches doesn't really do them justice. They're kind of like the work of art and come with different toppings: ham, egg, potato salad, cheese, pickles. They're quick, cheap, and very traditional. Perfect if you want something light between meals or just an excuse to try more local food. Again, a list of favorite chlebičky spots is coming. 8. Find David Černý statues. This is where Prague gets a bit weird. In a good way. David Černý is a contemporary Czech artist known for his provocative and sometimes controversial sculptures. You've got the crawling baby statues on Žižkovci Tower and Kampa, the rotating head of Kafka, the hanging man sculpture near the Old Town. It's like a city-wide scavenger hunt. And once you start noticing them, you'll keep spotting more. I will share a map of all his statues at the end of the video. There's also a museum/gallery of his works at the edge of Prague I district, but it's very odd and unsettling at times, so you've been warned. 9. Hang out by the river. Head to Náplavka, the riverbank area or one of Prague's islands. Not quite like the Caribbeans, but you might spot some wildlife there. This is where locals actually spend time. You'll find bars, food stalls, sometimes markets on weekends, and just relaxed atmosphere. Completely different vibe from the crowded city center. And finally, drink Czech beer. Beer is such a big part of Czech culture that when President Bill Clinton was visiting Prague after the fall of communism, one of the first places that he was brought to by Václav Havel was this pub, Golden Tiger. To be a fly on the wall for that conversation, even though we can all probably guess what Bill was talking about. So beer is an integral part of the local life. Czech people still drink the most of it per capita, so you could say Prague is the capital of beer, at least for Europe. Now, saying that one Czech beer is better than other, that's basically heresy. People will argue endlessly about it in the comments. The truth is, it's all about your personal taste. Yes, Pilsner Urquell is the most famous and definitely one of the best ones. It's the original Pilsner after all. But don't stop there. Try Kozel, Budvar, and if you dare, Staropramen. Or smaller local breweries if you can find them. My favorite one is Zubr. Czech beer culture is about exploring, not just ticking off the brands. And just before we part, as I promised in the beginning, I will share my free maps with you guys. Just so you know, they're really free. I'm not earning anything from the commissions, for example, of the restaurants that I'm mentioning in the maps. It is just my gift for you guys. So the way they work is that you have to go to our blog post on realpraguides.com, find this one, or just follow the link that I will leave in the description. As you can see, there are a lot of names of the maps: traditional Czech food, historical cafes, even public toilets, anything you can imagine. Then make sure that you are logged in into your Google Maps account and have the app open or the website open on your computer. Now click the map that you like and it will take you there. The last thing you will have to do is to save it so you don't lose it and you can use it whenever you want later. I'm trying to update these maps as much as I can because sometimes some places close or open, so please cut me some slack with that. Alright, now you can enjoy exploring Prague with free maps from Real Prague Guides, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye!